have been waiting and waiting, and finally the moment is coming and the opening of the season. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man showing great vision to be able to find some space and put his team in much better field position. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. They'll run it from the gun. He never had a chance to get it to the edge, and first play of the game, and you're already behind the sticks.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Back to pass. Finds his man. It's Sanford. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Let's talk for a second about Houston. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early here.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Caught close to the marker, it's Brown.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's 4th down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
The Cougars will have it 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll send the tight end in motion. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Caught in the backfield. It's Sanford. Didn't have much room to run and not a whole lot of help. Short gain there and still plenty of ground to cover for the 1st down. All right, guys, let's talk Houston. By no means was it a transfer portal exodus. The number of guys they lost among the fewest in the country, but you do wonder if things have just become really transactional in the sport right now.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of success last year, and a lot of their key players want to build off of that. So to me, not a big surprise that these guys decided to stick around.
Yeah, it's cool to see it, man. You don't see a lot of this in college football nowadays. A lot of people leaving. They're doing a good job of retaining their guys. They must have built a really good culture.
Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
That's the danger as a defense when you blitz this guy on 3rd down. If you don't get him to the ground right away or someone's out of a gap, his scrambling ability can hurt you, and that's exactly what happened. He saw open field, he took off, and he was able to go get the 1st down.
Man, what a spectacular play by that defensive end to come up with the tackle there.
And you see those guys get off the football so fast. Most of these guys are 250 to 275 pounds, but they get off the ball fast, low. And the offensive linemen, they have no chance to stop those guys as quick and as fast as they are.
And the Cougars with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. back in motion, try to clear the picture. Going to swing it on second down. Got a man. It's Turner. There he goes. He'll go out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. A big play as this offense in business.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding. I get the ball to my slot guy, he can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man. Just he catches the football, and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
Wrestled down at the 26. It's a gain of 4.
And those body blows really, really matter. Like, I want to be able to hand the ball off. Running back 10, 15 times a game. Make the defense tackle them, wear them out. Sometimes these 3 to 4 yard runs, later in football games, they turn into 5 to 15 to 20-yard gains just because of the body blow effect.
Now the play fake. Quarterback adapting. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 and the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now.
These
These quarterbacks are nightmares to play. Pretty good coverage on the outside. Man-to-man, nobody looking at the quarterback. He takes off. He doesn't look like a quarterback. Looks like a running back. Chews up yards, gets way down the field, and makes a big play for this offense.
Off the play fake on first down to throw. Touchdown, Houston! Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board. They strike first, and that opening drive of the season could not have gone better.
What an exciting way to start this season. This offense had a plan. They knew who they wanted to be, but you had to come out and execute it, and that was a beautiful first drive, creating some momentum not only for this offense, but for this squad to start the season.
And he tacked on the extra point. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. He gets a block. Got a little room. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wildcats. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returner, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up. That's because of that awesome kickoff return.
Coming out with it, it's Warren. He'll be out of bounds short of the 25 at the 22-yard line. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Expect some pressure coming from the blitz. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. Into a mass of giant bodies, we'll call it a 1-yard gain to the 24.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously, you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Wants to go up top. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Underneath toasted coverage. Got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. He got a step and just dusted the field.
One of the things I love about this quarterback, David, is that he keeps his eyes downfield when he gets outside the pocket. He might have had an opportunity to take off running with that, but he knew he had an opportunity for an even bigger play. How about the run after the catch?
And that's great. You love that about the quarterbacks, but it's so frustrating when you've got a guy that just breaks the contain of the pocket, breaks down your defense. Now you got to cover longer in the back end, and you can tell he comes free, he sees him, catches it, and walks right into the end zone.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Back to pass, it's Saunders. He hurls one deep down the left side. Grabs it up to 25 in stride. Running free. And he ran away from the defense to take it in. Touchdown, Kentucky.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup. And then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it out It's Warren. Makes a move. He's on the loose. There he goes. Open it up. He will score. Touchdown, Cougars. Well, maybe they thought if they kicked it into the end zone that he wouldn't dare bring it back. Instead, he just dared them to tackle him, and nobody could. What an explosive return.
Yeah, and those guys got so much speed, they ain't scared. And you could tell, takes it out, good blocking, give him a little crease, and you could see the speed. You don't put slow guys back deep. You don't see Jesse Palmer returning kicks. No, 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 no. You see the fast guys, and you see an open space, and boom, he's gone.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
This offensive line's got to do a better job. I mean, he doesn't even have time to go through his progressions. You got to give your QB some time. You got to make him feel comfortable. They didn't. They got in there quick, fast, and in a hurry.
They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line. We have the early makings of a quarterback duel, as these stats will show you. Will we see more offensive firepower on display, or will the defenses finally find their footing? We're ready to go here in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. To the air, it's Saunders. That's caught. It's Wilcox. Still running at the 40. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down. The Wildcats come to the line in the hurry-up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Wants to throw on first down. Blasted as he lets it go. Receiver wasn't ready for the throw. Incomplete.
And that pressure got to him quick. I mean, you talk about you want your quarterback to feel comfortable. Man, he didn't have time to feel comfortable. He didn't have time to get his feet set and get in the ground. This offensive line's got to do a better job.
Second down, they'll go to the air. This one's complete. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And a really nice job by the wide receiver. You run a drag route, find space. They're in zone coverage. They're not covering man-to-man. Find a little hole. Look at that QB. Y'all get on the same page. You could tell they were, and that's why they got the first down.
Quarterback making adjustments. Looking to throw again. Pocket breaking down. And they can't make the play on third down.
Great job by the defense dialing out some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
Kentucky sends out the punting unit. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And nobody able to handle that punt, and they'll let it bounce and roll out of bounds. The Houston offense comes onto the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
And there's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, he wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
touch pass on the run. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
You got to fight fire with fire. You got to fight speed with speed. There's a receiver with the ball out in the open field trying to get the corner, but a cornerback with the same type of speed and athleticism able to make the tackle. Nice job.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside their 20. Looking to the big tight end. Find space on the right. That kind of play will get a drive started or help your field position. They've got it at the 27. Houston getting set, looking at 1st and 10. Looking for room. It's Sanford. Hard-nosed, determined effort to work his way up to the 35-yard line.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag. And it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. Rides to the back. At the 40, there he goes. Makes the stop at the 35-yard line. They rip off 15 yards on that one, and they are rolling. The Cougars are marching down the field. Looking downfield on 1st down. He lobs one high down the left side. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
This defense is going to have to make some adjustments here at halftime because they have been taken advantage of deep down the field in the passing game. They've already given up 2 TD passes. That was almost number 3, and we're only in the first half.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. No, sirree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one.
Well, the defense sniffed that screen out perfectly. All the D linemen, they were reading the body language of the offensive line. They knew something was up, and when the screen pass got thrown, they were right there to make the tackle.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. Uncorks one to the middle. He's got an open man. He's... stop, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
That's going to drive the defensive coordinator crazy because these guys take pride on their sub-defense packages. When you get into 3rd and long situations, that's when D coordinators love to get creative and throw all these exotic blitzes and pressure the quarterback. Nobody got even close to him that time. Way too much time to survey the field. And that was just way too easy for the offense to pick up that first.
This offense has been a juggernaut, and they have a chance to pad their total just before halftime. Tight end now in motion. D showing blitz. They might be bluffing. Looking to scramble. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Hello.
And this offense is firing on all cylinders right now. Starting the year, game one, and creating a little bit of a pad and separation at the end of this first half. But you can see why so many people are really excited about this offense this season.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Off play action on first down. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And he reels it in inside the 30. Touchdown, Kentucky! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? Fielded in the end zone, it's Warren. Slips through the line. He found some really good running room on that one and just about got loose. As it is, good return to set up the drive. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. From the gun, he leaves it with the back.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. Off play action. Pressure coming. Buys a little time with his feet. Trying to escape and get it himself. Breaks into the open. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his speed as he moves those sticks. The offense will stop the clock and use one of its timeouts. It's one thing to get that huge play. Now you got to cash it in with 6. 1st and 10 from the 24. They'll move the tight end. Looking to throw on first down. Caught behind the line. It's Sanford. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown. Just when they thought they had the big play, the penalty wipes it out. Offense getting set for first down. They'll go to the air. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
With the catch, it's Sanford. And he's dragged down.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
They've got a ways to go on 3rd down from the 24 as this defense tries to force him into a field goal try. Here's the pressure. Pass rush coming after the quarterback, and they get him at the 32. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. And now the lead is extended a little further.
And I like the way this defense just finished. And I know they're trailing, but they didn't give up the touchdown. Got a little bit of momentum. Not much time left in this first half. but you got halftime to make some adjustments, come out with some energy, but a nice stop here.
So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They'll send the back in motion. To the air, it's Saunders. Bring him the heat. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Looking downfield very late in the half. The pass is incomplete and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Well, he did a good job getting to the middle of the field. That's where the offense wanted to attack on that play. He's just got to do a better job looking that football in.
Just enough time for one final play in this half. Lofts one deep down the right side. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. Got room on the return. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Houston. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And they did tack on the extra point. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. And he takes this from inside the 5. He's got great speed. Guided out of bounds at the 32 after a good return. Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Rolling right and going deep. And it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. A defender was right there.
This offense is done being patient. They're down on the scoreboard here now early in their first possession in the third quarter. They're being aggressive. They're taking shots. They're trusting their playmakers outside to get it done. That time the defense, really nice job forcing the incompletion. They were ready for it. This offense, though, they need to stay aggressive.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down. And this offense is desperate to keep this drive alive, trailing by multiple possessions, and it's getting late. To the air, it's Saunders. Going deep. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. 3 straight incompletions, and undaunted, they'll go for it on 4th and 10. Quarterback making checks. On 4th down, looking to pass. Unloads to the wideout. Can't complete the long. And the defense gets off the field on 4th down.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, dude, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points, and quickly. You got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but over.
Finding an escape route. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down.
What a run. Great speed, great vision, elusiveness, and David, he's tackled down close to the goal line.
Yeah, and this offense, when you can run the football like this, man, you will have success, especially in the red zone, trying to get...
Touchdown, Cougars! And the beatdown has ensued.
Well, this offense said they wanted to start the year all gas and no brakes, and that's exactly what this game has shown. From the very opening whistle, this offense has been in sync. They've been explosive. Defense has had no answer for them. This unit is going to give teams problems because of their playmaking ability all year long.
Kentucky, 21.
On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. They face a pretty tall mountain here, Jesse, down 24, but if they're going to climb it, this is a good time to start.
Sense of urgency's got to be big right here. You just get the feeling at this point of the game, David, they've got to score on this drive. Obviously, their defense needs to get stops, but at this point, offensively, they've got to execute much better.
They got to be super aggressive. Down 24, you're going to need 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions, everything to kind of go your way. So fast and throwing the football.
Back to throw, it's Saunders. Fires to the wideout. Hauls it in. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Really nice job by quarterback and wide receiver. This is why you do film work. This is why you throw on air all offseason. I know I get zone coverage. I know exactly where I'm breaking. I know exactly where to deliver the football. Nice throw, nice catch.
Rush is on him. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there, but on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Skips away from pressure. Pulls it in. It's Gilmore. Strong, firm tackle. The Wildcats will hustle to the line. He's looking to throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Wilcox. And it is a good idea to gang tackle. First guy couldn't get him. Second guy finally did. He might want another play. From the red zone, looking for a man. He wants it all. And he's got it. Touchdown, Wildcats.
With that last touchdown now, they're trying to create some momentum. They're trying to avoid starting the season 0-1. They know they've got a lot of work to do here in the second half, but you should be feeling pretty good about that last score. Now you've got to keep that up.
Still down big here in the third quarter, but if you can recover this onside kick, you might get back in the game. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. Use the play fake, now to throw. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, second down coming.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
With the catch, it's Whitaker. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Just beautiful, and that's a great feeling as a quarterback when you make that throw. It keeps your offense on the field, keeps the offense in rhythm. Obviously not as good as throwing a touchdown pass, but I'll tell you this, way better than having to trot off over to the bench and wait for your turn to get another shot.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to fire. The sweet feet buy a little time. He'll take a shot. Touchdown, Houston! And the pummeling has started.
Man, this defense has their hands full. They're dealing with a quarterback that is pinpoint accurate, making good decisions, and they're dealing with a wide receiving group that has a lot of speed and some burners on the perimeter. They might want to think about playing some more zone coverage moving forward. That's now 3 passing TDs they've allowed.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Gentlemen, want to jump in and let you know what's going on in this top 25 showdown. Alabama has the lead right now, but this Tide crowd is restless. They just haven't been able to separate themselves yet here inside Bryant-Denny. They're up by 10 over Arkansas. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, we'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Back to throw, it's Saunders. Good timing on the quick out.
Nice job there. Good timing between the QB and the wide receiver executing that out route.
To the air on 2nd down. Caught over the middle. It's Washington. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down.
Well, the defense makes the tackle. They give up the first down. They've now got to communicate the next play call. They can't substitute because the offense is going fast.
That's caught. It's Wilcox. Got room at the 35. Seizing that open space, an opportunity all the way inside the red zone. They'll mark it at the 19.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Buying some time. Lets it fly. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Wildcats. This dude is just slicing and dicing this defense into little tiny pieces.
Carving him up, completely comfortable, knows exactly what he's getting, had so much success today. You got to find a way to make these quarterbacks feel more uncomfortable.
He'll try to tack on one more. Right down the middle. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. That deficit's still pretty big, and they'll try to get it right back and cut into it with an onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. Here comes the Houston offense once again. They still have the lead, but a productive drive here would keep it a comfortable lead. Now he'll turn one loose back to the middle. Makes a grab deep. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. And the route is on. That had touchdown written all over it from the moment he caught the ball. Big play, big run for the school.
Yeah, it had touchdown written all over it because nobody was covering it. It'd be a good idea to get a hand on him. You know, listen, I know you guys got some speed, and maybe you give him a cushion and give him some space, but that was a little aggressive on the space department there.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Opening play of this drive comes from the 26-yard line. Looking to throw, it's Saunders. Oh, they're after him. Fires to the middle. That's reeled in. It's Wilcox. He'll move it up to the 37-yard line, and it'll be a first down. Kentucky going quickly.
That's a huge throw for the offense, but they're down by a ton. They're going to need a lot more of that, and it's not going to be easy considering the defense knows they're probably going to be throwing the ball every play here in the second half moving forward.
Wants to go up top on first down. Working that left side now. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be the end of quarter number 3. We've been treated to an aerial show by these two guys so far as you check out their numbers. One more period to go, and we'll see just how much fight they've got left in them. So first down, we'll open up the final period.
Militaries, trail.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires one high and deep. Oh, he dropped it. That... Ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Got quite a ways to go to keep this drive going. It's third down from the 45. Wilson to pass. Throws to the wideout. And his first pass is incomplete. It's tough to come in and fire one early.
Well, they're not able to hook up there, but considering this guy already has 2 touchdown catches in this game, now the offensive coordinator is dialing up more passes his way, and you know the quarterback, he's got like a sonar on him. He's always aware of where he is, and I like the idea.
It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Going the other way, and he's got room. Still on his feet.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Looking to throw on first down. Release to the back. Makes the grab. It's Sanford. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22. Great spot to attack there. Right off the turnover. Try to strike and keep them reeling.
Absolutely. Coaching 101. Sudden change. When you create a turnover and you get the ball back on offense, attack, attack, attack. Use the momentum. Try to make a big play.
And I think as a running back, if you're this guy, you're licking your chops right now. This is what you want, right? You've got a big lead in the fourth quarter, and you're smiling because you know you are going to get the rock. They're going to force feed you the football to try and ice this game. He's paying him off right now. It's a really nice run.
And this offense shows they will be aggressive. On first and goal, they get the completion. Listen, games come down to executing in the red zone. This is a big spot.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. Touchdown, Cougars! Quick strike through the air for the score.
Yeah, and how about this offense? Man, putting another drive together, getting in the end zone. And here's the deal. Going on the road, handling these conditions in game 1, they've done a phenomenal job.
Line lining up to tack one more onto that lead. Oh, and they blocked it. Now he can return this. He's at the 50. Past the 30. The 10. He takes it all the way back for the defensive two-point conversion.
I love the effort by the field goal unit. They don't just take the play off. They don't hang their heads. They rush the extra point. Look at that. Get their hand up, get a paw on it, pick it up, and take it all the way back for 2 points and gain some momentum for this defense.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And he'll be brought down after a solid effort on that return. Kentucky has it back, and the Big Blue offense takes the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Wilson will throw. Got it in the middle. It's Gilmore. Oh, he's got some space. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on. Kentucky right back to the line.
82 Monster Indy.
Making side adjustments here. To the air on first down. They get to him as he throws. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Now inside 4 minutes to go here on second down. They'll move the wide receiver. Second down, he'll throw it. Forced out of the pocket. On the run, fires downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. Touchdown, Kentucky. Once he got some room, it was over.
Well, you got to love the attitude of this team. I know they're still down by a lot on the scoreboard, but really nice job by the quarterback. Accurate throw in that touchdown pass.
And now they'll try to get the two-point conversion, guys.
Okay, ready? Banner, ready!
Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. To throw, it's Saunders. Makes the grab for the two-point conversion as they cut further into that lead. Quick strike offense on that three-play scoring drive. And they close the deal from 43 yards out with a touchdown pass. He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that touchdown. Everybody on the same page. These guys have repped these plays over and over in practice and in games, and it's working there.
Yeah, so I got to find a way to disrupt him. I got to find a way to maybe be more aggressive, maybe blitz, mess up this rhythm they got going.
Runs through the tackle. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Great job by the offense there, getting the first down on the ground, staying in bounds, too. So if you're on defense here, you might want to start thinking about using your timeouts. You've got 3 in your back pocket, but trailing, you've got to start using them.
Firing toward the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
on the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Kentucky sends the offense back out onto the field. Dropping back, it's Saunders. Got it in the middle, it's Wilcox. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
And now he's in the 400 club, 400. That's a pretty good day at the office when you're putting up over 400 yards. This defense hadn't had a lot of answers.
He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Grabs it inside the 10. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7.
Well, I'll give this offense some credit because they've got a lot of fight. There is no quit in them, and they're obviously trailing by a big amount in this game. They haven't had a lot of success, but they're still taking shots, and their players are still out there competing.
Wide receiver comes in motion. They want to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. Fires into the end zone. And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
Reels it in and goes out of bounds on the left side after the huge gain.
Well, this offense has just been dialing up explosive play after explosive play. That's a big part of why they have a huge lead at this point. And even in the 4th quarter with that lead, they are still taking shots. They are still being aggressive, pedal to the metal.
Using his legs, keeping his eyes downfield. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And everybody's getting in on the fun now for this offense. From the opening whistle, they have been up and down the field. Starters are scoring. You've got backups in the game now. And I love the play calling. These guys came to your school to play in this offense to score touchdowns, so let them go do it. Make this defense prove they can stop you.
Number 10, set to kick this one away.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Motion from the back. Looking to throw at Saunders. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Couldn't hang on to that one. This defense has already picked off 3 passes, almost had the 4th. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at this point, you're still trying to throw stuff up against the blackboard and see if it sticks. You're down by a lot of points, so why not try it, right? And give the offense credit. You know, you're not just going to run the football. You're not just going to take a knee and go into the locker room with your tail between your legs. I like the fighting spirit, just not enough of that today.
This time it's complete. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Wants to throw on 1st down. Here's a throw downfield late. He's got it down the left. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
Well, on that last deep shot, it looked to me like the quarterback probably forced that ball into coverage. But can you really blame him, guys? I mean, these two have already hooked up for 2 touchdowns in the game. If I'm him, I'm thinking the same thing. Even when he's covered, he's open. He's shown the ability to climb the ladder and make contested catches, so I don't mind him taking another shot there.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there.
Got to give this defense a lot of credit because even down to the last seconds of this football game, we're seeing outstanding effort. QB taking a shot down the middle of the field. There's a defender swatting it away. They have had this quarterback's number all game long, and that's why they're winning this game.
Makes the grab. He's got a first down. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
And a nice touchdown, continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make plays.
At this point, a comeback would take one of the biggest miracles in the history of the sport, but they'll line up for the onside kick. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Might be looking to run. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Cougars have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Back to pass. They're working that left side. Good, solid tackle. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
And this defense continuing to struggle with the passing game. Listen, these offenses are so sophisticated nowadays. They're hard to stop, man. And it's a new one every single week. And I say this game, this defense underperformed. They're better than what they've shown. They've gotten torched today. And this is a tape that they're going to want to burn and never watch again. And the offense comes up short on 3rd down, but I tell you what, they've still had a good day. There's so many positives to point to. I'll be interested to see if they go for it here on 4th down. They don't have to. They got the lead. This offense has put together a nice day, showed a variety of all kinds of things. Now it's just about how they want to finish.
A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. The offense changing the play. Back to throw, it's Saunders. He wants a big play here late. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit they're showing here late, still trying to make plays.
Now improvising. He's going to fire into the gut of the defense. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
2nd and 10. He'll throw again. Going back to the well, another deep ball. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Touchdown, Kentucky!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he gets you in stride, he's got guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. They'll decline that penalty. Obviously very happy with results of the play. They want to see if they can score the deuce. Looking to throw, it's Saunders. Dances away to buy time. He's got it in the end zone for the 2 as they draw a little closer. The old coaching cliche, go 1-0 every week. And for the first week, they get it done.
Great start to the season. That's what you want. You want to come out, find a way to win. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. You're going to find things to work on throughout the season. But 1-0, that's where you wanted to be.
And I think if you're the coaching staff of this winning team, you've got to like what you've just seen. First game of the year, there was tremendous effort on the field. Guys flying around, flying to the football, trying to make the plays necessary to win this game. They definitely made a few mistakes, but that's what practice is for. But if you're the coaching staff, I think you're very, very positive right now moving forward.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.